So there might be more that comes up. I'm just going to discuss the first ones with you, and you can just let me know if they relate to your life at this time or not, because I see the past, present, and future. I only see the past if it relates to something that's going on with your current situation, or it'll affect your future. And then I see the present issues that are going on, which will be near the top. Anything towards the bottom may not apply yet, and they will be future, because I also see the future. If you follow me online, you'll find out that I'm always predicting future events, and I post them online, and then they happen and they end up in the news and front page. So these things always come true. Everything I see has to happen, otherwise I can't see it. So it's sort of like a film that's been recorded. It's already recorded in the future. And so some things can be tweaked and slightly altered, and most things cannot. In order for me to see them, that's exactly what happens. So I always use the word yet. It hasn't happened yet. So these are things that clients always come back to me on, and they always say, okay, it happened exactly as you said. So I will, when that comes up, let me know if those things don't apply to you yet, and I'm going to draw a line, and I call that your future line, and those are things where it starts to become your future. So like I said, those will be more towards the bottom. So the first thing is an X, and he may or may not be, but I get a really strong feeling that he seems to be more of a husband. So have you been previously married?
No.
No. Okay.
Not legally, anyway. But I lived with them.
So that's why I can't decide. I have these sports predictions where I can't decide who's going to win, and it's really hard. I always know who's going to win. So when I get to that point, I'm always like, why am I so confused? And that turns out to be a tie. And I'm like, I get it now. Now I understand. So that's why I was going back and forth between, I know it's an ex, but I'm not sure if it's a husband. So
I guess it sort of really is.
So should we just call him common law?
Yes.
Or living? Okay.
Yes.
And it did end?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to say more than yes and no?
Oh, you can say whatever you want. It's just don't feed me information
Okay.
until we get to the part where you're asking questions,
Okay.
and I need to give you answers. You know, I just like to verify that what I've received without you telling me anything is
Right.
okay. So this seems to have been a little bit of I don't like this word. It's the word that they just gave me, and I don't really like using it. But the word is ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a sort of an ugly situation with this particular
Extremely.
event? Oh, God. Okay, I can relate. I'm a woman. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to write down. I don't always get the room to write down on this little card, but I'll try my best. This is just a card that you can take with you.
Cool.
So that's why I write it on the back here. So the word they gave me was ugly, as in the situation. And now they have said this. I say they as my guides, as in the spirit world. They're helping, right? So you can call them angels or guardian angels or spirit guides, whatever you prefer to call them. They say, in regards to it ending, they say for the best. And going by what you've said,
I'd agree with
see
that.
why you're saying that. Like, duh. No offense, but yeah, for the best. Well, sometimes we have like an ugly situation, but we still look at the good. We look at the positive. We're women, right? We always give them a second chance. We're always seeing the positive. We're always seeing, you know, we're being nurturing, and we're willing to give them another opportunity to change. Ha! Yeah. So in that situation, they're saying, no, there's no way. And it just would have been just eating you alive is the word they just told me. The phrase eating you alive.
Death it comes to my mind too.
And they showed me a bath when you were, hold on. I can put down vision. Everything that I'm putting down in quotation marks are things that they're telling me. And so that's why I do that, so that you understand those are spoken words, and the rest is a vision. They showed me right away, they showed me a bath. When's the last time you took a bath? Like, I mean, a real bath. You know, you got like the wine, you got the candles, you got the bubble
Years.
bath. Did you ever like it?
I liked them when they were in the big old-fashioned claw tooth tubs.
Those
I
were
found
good.
those really great, but modern bathtubs don't really do it for me. So
The only way it works with me is if I've got like some beautiful music playing.
Yeah.
I've got candle lights, a glass of wine.
Bubbles.
Yeah, lots of bubbles, right? So, I would. It's all choice.
Yep.
Anything I advise you is not saying you got to do this, you got to do that. It's all about whether you want to do it. But it's just them advising. They're recommending that for you.
Okay.
It's a way to relax.
Right.
Get back into your own. You're sort of independent. You know, every woman feels like she's getting away from it. Remember that Calgon commercial? You know, something about the wife, you know, and she's a mother and the kids are screaming and she's just sitting there relaxing, taking a moment away for herself. So it's a way for us to relax and just become empowered again.
Yeah.
I'm big on that. I've been in too many abusive relationships, toxic relationships, narcissists, bullies, control freaks, and having the empowerment and getting your independence back is really big. And you get that much stronger each time. You don't have to be cold, but you get stronger, wiser, and smarter, and you leave them that much sooner. You don't have to kick yourself going, I can't believe I stayed that long. Instead, it's like, yeah, I saw the red flag early on this time. And you never ever blame yourself, because what they are doing is their own wrong, and they've got their past which created that pattern in them.
Yeah.
Don't ever blame yourself,
I don't.
regardless of what they say. Just, it's them, it's not you.
No, I
you
ended
could get
up-
a T-shirt that says
I ended
that.
up in a position where it was so bad and so far down that path, it was close to death. And I had to do an awful lot of work to come back to it. But the end result has been no desire.
They showed me an island. Have you ever taken a ferry trip to a small island? Like, say, like Seashell,
Yeah.
that area?
Yeah.
That's good for you, because that's what they just showed me. You might want to wait till summertime. It's like huge. You know, I'm that way. I'd rather go in the summer.
Interesting, because I've been thinking about going. Actually, in the last day.
It's like I'm psychic or something.
Just something just like that.
Okay, so island it is. Now, so that's like a, you know, you see those stop signs where it says go. Yeah, big green light. That's a big green light for you. See, I don't even need the cards. We'll do them anyways, just for the fun of it. Okay, so that was just the first thing.
Okay.
Next thing is a dog. Do you get the dog yet?
Nope.
And do you have the change in job yet in regards to a conflict of women causing a problem at your work situation?
I've had that, yes.
Okay. And have you gone back to school yet? It's a higher league of schooling and studying. They showed me a vine plant, which is like Ivy League.
I worked there for 5 months on contract. Does that count?
It does count, but I generally see the future. So I'm going to say...
Then it hasn't happened yet.
And you don't have the dog yet, and he didn't have a dog?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to put your line right here. So it looks like that job situation might come again, or it might be at a new job, but I'm pretty sure it's the current that you have. So there's going to be a major conflict. And so your job is going to change. Okay? Everything's for the better. We just don't understand it at the moment. We're kicking and screaming like spoiled children, whining and crying and throwing tender tantrums, going, why me? And then in the end, we find out later, that's why, because there was something bigger and better.
And you're sure it's women, not men? Interesting.
Yeah. And then the schooling. So this is all good, okay? This is all for the best. And I would start, if I were you, again, just a suggestion, I would start with the baths, and then when, you know, summer starts to come and it's spring and it gets warm out, hit the islands. Now, do you bicycle yet?
Nope.
Okay, So that's your future line. So bicycle for exercise. It's a way to feel free. I know that when I was biking and the wind was blowing in my hair. This was before bike helmets.
I know.
And I was like zooming down hills really fast and passing cars. Bye. Just whoosh. They're waiting for the light and I'm like zoom. It was awesome. So that'll be good for you. Just ride safe. You need vitamin C. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a yes, mm-hmm, I know.
Yeah.
Okay. And more water.
Wow.
They said water, and they weren't talking about just me. And it was orange tablets. So when you take the vitamin C, is that in a tablet form?
Yeah, but it's not the chewables.
They were orange. They didn't look chewable, but they look like those round kind that sort of taste chalky, but they're like round. And
Yeah, those are the chewable, the orange, round, disky ones.
But you do take it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm circling water. And don't forget about the island.
That's really interesting because I drink probably twice as much water as most people. And I'm really, really conscious of it. It's like I'm never anywhere without my liter water bottle, and I do 2 to 4 a day.
Good for you.
I know, but I've always been like that, like right since I was a kid. My whole family is, and when I was younger, they used to test me for diabetes because they thought it was weird. And then, of course, now we know we need that much water.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah.
But they're still saying it more. Okay. So you don't have to overdose on it, but just see if you can go for a little bit more. Because they did say that first, and then they said the vitamin C. So now your questions, the fun part.
The job thing is very interesting. So I'd like to know more about what you see there. Like what kind of a change? Be strong.
Now, everything I do has purpose and reason. So there's a reason why they chose these cards for you and why they wanted me to show you the bottom card. This is something that I learned that I teach my clients all the time. Especially with women. Men hide it better. I wouldn't say it doesn't affect them. They just hide it better because they're taught to be strong. So they're taught to show no emotion. It doesn't mean they don't have emotion. Every woman knows that when a man's in a relationship, the things that he says to her, he would not dare have his friends find out, right? Because he acts different with a woman than he would with a man. And he's going to cry. He wouldn't dare want anyone that he knows to know that, right? So in a relationship, if we are sensitive because of what's been done to us and we feel so jaded and so hurt and abused and right? We start to feel really beat up. We're walking on eggshells. And it really does affect our health. That's why the vitamin C, the first thing it hits us is colds. I had a spirit guide. When he was alive, he taught me this. He said he always got colds when he was emotionally weak. And that he taught me that. He said, with me, same thing. If I'm going to catch a cold, it's not the weather. It's not because someone sneezed near me. It's because I felt weak emotionally. So when we're in a bad relationship, the first thing that we start to get is colds. We get headaches, and we need to sleep more. We're exhausted. We feel so drained of energy, right? Because they just suck it out of you. And then we start getting colds. So even when we leave the relationship, we still start to feel weak, and we still need. So that's why they're recommending the vitamin C and the more water. Okay. The other thing it can affect is our work, relationships with family, friends, our work. We just don't really have that confidence. Doesn't mean we can't get it back, but we just have that moment where we sort of need to rebuild our inner strength and be able to not let that person affect us anymore. It's sort of like when we're abused as a child. The parent may not be in our life anymore. We're not really living with them anymore, but we still have the same issues, and it feels like they're still beating us up, and we still almost beat ourselves up in place of them doing it to us. We continue the pattern with ourselves. So it's very important to sort of build up our confidence. And as I was saying, home. So now I'm going to ask you a question. I rarely ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
I ask questions only to confirm what I'm sensing is
Mm-hmm.
accurate. How is your home situation when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, not good.
Okay.
Not good.
So this is confirming that.
Yeah, it was very hard.
Okay. That's why there's something that I learned. I was abused as a child, too.
Yeah. Mine was probably more emotional abuse, but there was some physical. But
Mine was every which one, so I can totally relate to
yeah.
whichever one you've gone through.
Which is how I
had
ended
it
up
all.
with the
Thank
man I
you.
ended up. No, like I said, I've done a
You
lot of
didn't
work.
look for it. You didn't walk into going, yay, here's a replacement, quick, beat me up. You weren't doing that. But what I will explain to you that I learned, my daughter's like so proud of me.
Mm-hmm.
She says, oh, you broke it. You broke the cycle, and now it starts with you. And I just I'm almost bawling when she says it. When we are used to it as a child, I posted about this on my Facebook page just yesterday. You can read it. I wrote it on my personal page, Laura King page. And when we are abused as a child, we are so used to it that when we're in a relationship, we forget that we're an adult and we can just walk away, that we now have choice. Choice is the biggest word, okay? When we have choice.
I've always said that I was trained. I was trained to be the perfect foil for somebody extremely abusive.
This card is marriage.
What does that mean?
This is about committed relationship. So this is just confirming what I'm already talking about. Like I said, that's why I never use cards.
It's not future, though, necessarily.
Your future card will be here.
Okay.
I always go in order, and the spirit world knows that I like to do things in order. So it's always current, present, future, and then your fate. Okay? But I'm going to let you take control of your fate.
Okay.
I'm not going to lay it out there for you saying this is your destiny.
Right.
I'm going to let you choose your destiny. Because this is what I'd like you to take home with you tonight. I'd like you to realize that someone who's gone through something similar to what you've gone through, with that understanding that if you empower yourself and get your confidence back, you can now control your own fate and destiny and create your own future. You're not going to let anyone ever try to control you again. They had insecurities, right? So as a child, we went through the abuse, and we assume that now we have no control and no choice, and this person takes advantage of that. Ooh, this is such a sweet, innocent person. I can totally just manipulate this weak person. No. Now you're going to... Hearing an argument here. Hold on. Is there addiction in your family at all?
Oh, addiction?
Yeah.
There was, yeah. Isn't there in every family?
Oh, no. My father beat me almost every day, and he never drank a day in his life. He never smoked, never drank, never did drugs.
My great-grandfather was a severe alcoholic. Grandfather,
Can
not
you
great.
please read what the top of that says?
Sobriety. For me? For...
No, for the situation. I'm not saying for you.
So the sobriety was related to the marriage and home?
Everything here relates to your situation.
Okay.
Okay?
Interesting. So because my mother was raised by a severe alcoholic, she married a man who didn't drink, but he was epileptic. So she replaced looking after the alcoholic with looking after him. So in a lot of ways,
The
she
caregiver role.
Yeah, totally.
So she was continuing her pattern.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay? So you having noticed that is awesome because you will now not relive her pattern.
That's for sure.
Okay? And I want you to keep saying that to yourself. Can you pick that card there? If you can't get it, I'll get it. Can you get it?
Yep. Do you want it?
Okay, so every card has more than one meaning,
Mm-hmm.
and I like to always look at it first and see what comes forward in regards to the client that I'm reading for, because I don't want to ever assume. There's a lot of tarot card readers who aren't psychic. They don't speak to the spirit world at all.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a medium. They don't talk to the dead like I do also. And they'll just, oh, this card means that. I like to feel exactly how it pertains to you. And this one has two. So I'm going to rule them out. One is about illness, and the other one is about a loss of property from a person. So did you, in this situation, did you have a loss of property?
Always. Always. Every time something ended, I lost everything, pretty much.
Okay.
Not that I had a lot, but...
Okay. Well, here's the good news. I'm only saying this because it's Halloween. When we die, kind of spooky here. When we die, we can't take anything with us anyways.
Yep.
We take our heart and our soul with us. And we always realize that when we're finally dead, we're like, oh, I lost all this stuff. And it's like, well, what do you expect? You're not going to be able to take it with you. So let the loss go, but know this. When we are persecuted and when we are targeted and we're victims and we suffer, there is nothing but rewards later. Now, it's not like we're being rewarded for being victimized, but what it's doing is it's seeing that this person needs a chance. This person has been taken advantage of too much, and there's an unbalance of the justice of scales, right? Scales of justice. Dyslexia. So it's going to be given back to you. Not necessarily what you lost, but maybe something more or something even better. Okay? So the only thing that you need to remember when you leave this room is that you have the choice to not allow someone to do this to you again, and to look after your health and your inner peace and your confidence and self-esteem, and build back and be rewarded for your suffering. And do you have any last questions?
Not really. But everything you said is pretty much bang on with where my life's been and the direction
I
it's
hear
been
that a lot.
headed. Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Bang on nail.
You know,
Hit the nail on the head. Awesome.
the health
And
thing concerns me a
yeah,
lot.
that's why I wanted to ask you, because this card talked about both.
Yeah, that concerns me. I've been
mentioned-
through cancer, and
Yeah, it mentioned death. There's a coffin. It mentioned death in relation to health, and
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to ask you.
yeah, that's scary.
Because all the possessions that you lose is nothing compared to your body. This is the
Exactly.
body that keeps you here. Not that, when we die, we're dead. We're still alive in spirit, but then we don't get to complete the mission as easily anyways, as when we were here on earth in a
Right.
body form. So it's important that we look after our temple. Okay? So definitely continue to look after yourself.